You've all heard of ghosting, and for the most part, it's become quite common, especially in online dating today. And with all the dating apps, it makes it so easy for people to just disappear out of your life. But make no mistake, ghosting is a form of deceit. It's a form of lying. And anyone who does it is not only insensitive and rude, but they're emotionally immature, and they really can damage another person's feelings about themselves, about what they know, and the ability to trust again and love someone. I want to talk to you about who ghosts. Like, what are the reasons that people ghost? If you're in a relationship and all of a sudden the person you thought you loved or cared about just disappeared. Well, the first thing is they're really not into you. That's an excuse they give many times, and it was the most significant one. They felt embarrassed. They didn't know how to tell you without hurting your feelings, so they just disappear. Secondly, they decide that other things are more important, like they may want to do more at their job, or they may want to date other people. Basically, you're not a priority. Once again, they didn't have the courage to tell you honestly, face to face, what was going on. Something you said could have made them feel sensitive, or they formed opinions about you based on something you said. And rather than use this as an opportunity to talk about it, discuss it, maybe broaden it, what they did was they disappeared. And once again, it points to the emotional immaturity of these people. They're afraid of rejection if you find out who they really are. Many times they're carrying their own secret, and they're afraid that if you know that you will reject them, and better they reject or leave first. And lastly, they feel awkward if too much time passes. I know a lot of people wait for a long time, maybe more than a week, to get back to someone. And then before they do it, they're like, oh my God, should I do this? Because they're going to think I'm really lame. You are lame. But at the same time, that's what the ghoster tells themselves, so they don't get back with them. If you've been ghosted, I want you to remember these 4 things so that it doesn't take its toll on your ability to trust and love again. The first of these, remind yourself, it really is them. It is not you. This is their baggage. It's on them. You had really no warning signs. There's no warning signs of somebody that's going to ghost you. They just disappear. That's what makes it so hurtful. And not only that, if they're not able to step up, even if they were hurt, and tell you how they felt so that you at least could potentially grow or learn, then they're not a person that you should, kind of look at to maybe share more time or invest any more of your precious time with. Secondly, reframe your idea about them. Many times what happens is after a breakup, you start going through all the good times. But what about the times that weren't so good? What about the times they hurt you in the past? And besides, if they were so good, but they had this major character flaw, then they really weren't the person you thought they that you thought they were. So readjust how you feel about this X person or this ghoster. Stop beating yourself up. 2020 hindsight is when we look back. Of course, there's little things we could see, and we could have said. But I want to remind you that there are no classic warning signs for a ghoster. They just disappear. And that, once again, is why it's so hurtful. And if you reconnect and tell friends, don't use this sadness, feeling rejected, feeling bad about yourself, and bottle it up. That turns it against you, and that's the wrong direction. You want to talk about it, not only with your friends, but you want to talk about it with your family so you get it out and your family can help validate you. And lastly, talk to yourself with positive self-talk, kindness, and compassion. Remind yourself that you do deserve someone who is going to treat you with respect and integrity. And you do deserve someone who can honestly communicate. And lastly, you don't need to partner up with a deceitful person. Some ghosters are very correlated with other people who lie, And if you need to lie about how you feel, then there's some real, you have to resolve some real work from the past, or you need to grow up. You need to become more emotionally mature so you can be a partner with someone and talk about what you're feeling, expressing yourself even when it's not a popular topic of discussion.